I'm running and operating a trading card business on the side of my full-time job. I've learned a lot of things along the way, and I like to share some of those things with you on my journey. And here are 5 things that I really consider very important things that you need to think about when you're starting a trading card business, or if you're continuing a trading card business. Number 1, just start. Don't get analysis by paralysis. I have this struggle myself. I overthink a lot of things, and I know I thought about wanting a business for a long time, and I didn't know what it was, and I was dabbling in a bunch of other things, and I thought too hard about what I wanted to do. And it took me years to get to this point because I never really considered just jumping in and doing it. And once I focused, I decided this is what I'm going to do. I went in and I never looked back. It happened about 1.5 years ago. I made the decision I really want to do this thing. And I bought a scanner and a thermal printer. I had been listing on eBay, but not seriously. And that's what it took. It took me to do that, to make this commitment to actually doing it. I had to just start. I had to just do it and learn as I'm going. I'm still learning. There are many things that I'm learning. That brings me to point number 2. Learn and keep learning. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Mistakes are going to happen along the way. You're going to lose some money here and there. You're going to buy some bad buys. You're going to have mistakes along the way. Every card show that I do, I make a mistake. Every single one. And it always is lessons on what to do in the future and what to avoid in the future. And eBay sales, I make mistakes there too. There are certain things that I learn along the way. I'll give you one tip, or I'll give you one example, actually. I made a video a while back about cross-listing, how I will list on eBay and take my cards to the show. And I thought if I just marked them, I take pictures of every card that I do. So this is just an example of a mistake I made. I actually made this video saying to do this. And I was having a hard time. I was selling cards on eBay, and they actually were already sold. So I thought I would have enough time and focus to pull the listings after a show, and I wasn't doing it. I just had too much going on. I have so many cards listed, so many cards I'm taking to shows, and I just can't do it anymore. So I learned from that the hard way. I showed you how to cross list, and I am going back on my word and saying that it doesn't work for me. Now, that video might be helpful for you, but it doesn't work for me anymore. So that's one lesson I learned along the way. I learn constantly. I listen to others constantly. So I'm making videos, tips and tricks on running this business thing, and I'm taking so much input on a daily basis. I listen to podcasts, I listen to YouTube videos, I listen to shorts. All day long, while I'm at work, I am thinking about my side business constantly. And in order to continue to improve, I am listening to tips and tricks from other people and picking things up along the way. So don't just listen to me. I'm not the end all be all. Let me be a pillar or a part of your journey along the way, and we can learn off of each other. Number 3, you have to work hard. This is not for the faint of heart. It is a lot of hard work to build a business from scratch. You might already have some inventory. That's a good place to start. But you're going to have to continue to buy more inventory, and you're going to have to go to shows or list on eBay and pack and ship and all kinds of stuff. If you're not willing to put in the hard work, this is not going to turn into anything significant for you. You see a lot of content online of card shows where people are just wheeling and dealing, and it seems like they're making money hand over fist, but you don't really see the back end of that. There is a lot that goes into this, so you have to continue to work hard. Working hard is one thing, but don't forget to take breaks along the way. Don't stop. Don't go on a hiatus and think that you're going to pick things back up. Be serious about it. Take a break here and there. I've taken a little break from content recently because I felt like I needed to. And I had a lot going on in my life, and I took a break. So I was still working every night continuously while doing that, but I took a break from a certain aspect of my business. This is part of the business, or at least I consider it part of the business. Tips and tricks along the way. Maybe someday this will turn into a little bit of an avenue for a revenue stream. Most likely not, but maybe. Focus on the numbers. You need to have a spreadsheet. Don't just focus on how much money you're bringing in and taking out. You need to track everything. That way you know exactly when you make a good purchase or when you make a bad purchase. You know exactly what you're doing. You see the numbers. I like to track every single thing, and I break it down in a monthly basis. When I make sales, I don't necessarily think about whether I made profit on a card or a box. I think about it as a whole. Did I make money throughout the month? And I just keep it churning. Revenue does not equal profits, and the only way to know is to track it. So you might have done the biggest, as a matter of fact, I had my largest month, my biggest sales month ever last month. I track it so I know exactly that. And not only was it my largest sales month, it was my largest purchase month. And as a matter of fact, last month, even though it was my biggest numbers I've ever done, I broke even. I broke even because I had to buy a bunch of inventory. I didn't have to, but I did. And I'm still working through that inventory. And it's a good thing because I actually just had a show last weekend and I sold a whole bunch. And I didn't feel the pressure to buy. I didn't make myself buy during that show. All I did there, for the most part, I did some trades too, but was sell. And it was a really good sales day, and it made up for breaking even last month. And hopefully I can churn that back in and keep it growing. Also, know your hourly rate. I have started doing this myself. I track what I'm doing and how much money I'm making on an hourly basis. So whether that's just at the end of the month or what, but you keep track of the amount of hours you work through the week, and you divide your profits over that number, and that gives you an idea of exactly what you're doing. And then you'll know, is this worth my time? Am I busting my ass for an extra $10 an hour? Or am I doing so pretty well and I'm making $40-50 an hour, just for instance. A while back, I talked on a video that I did a show up in Minnesota, and my wife and I each did $45 an hour worth of work. That was our profit from that show. And that's really good. I'm happy with that. That's $90 between the two of us an hour. So I was very happy with that. Now, that might not always be the case, but I keep track of it so that I know. And finally, just start. I already said that, but I'm going to say it again. Stop thinking about it. Just do it. Just jump in, go for it. It really is important that you just decide to just do it. Because if you're sitting back and thinking about things over and over and over and not actually doing anything, you're never going to know if you can actually make it work. So just start. All right, guys, I hope you like this video. I make videos like this all the time, and I would really appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button and check out my next videos. I try to give tips along the way. I show you the things that I'm doing in my business, and I try to help you as much as I can along the way. And maybe you can bounce some ideas off of me, and you can help me as well. All right, guys, that is going to do it for this video. I appreciate you checking it out, and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.